I had a dream that was being an entrepreneur. And probably because my father used to be an entrepreneur, and well, you know, I've been growing with that atmosphere at home. And I saw the entrepreneurial job as a way to make the world better, to change the world, or a little piece of that world your own. I mean, and that was fantastic to me. And at that time, it was just a dream. Then, a few years later, after a PhD and some years spent in doing business consulting with startups and some bigger companies, I met a guy, a computer science engineer with a great idea. An idea that is connect the smartphones that are within a 250 radius and let them communicate, I mean, in a free and easy way. And communicate, I mean, text and sharing whatever they want. Can be music, can be video, can be in documents. So that kind of idea was the very beginning. And to be honest with you, it took some time to me, it took some days to better understand what that guy was talking about. But at the end of the day, I mean, his passion and his sparkling eyes actually made me realize that that was the guy, and that was the first step on my way to my dream. And I understand, and I realized that at that time, I had a pal, and I had a raw technology still to be developed, but at least there was a partner with me. A few months later, with well, a national award won and a business plan under execution, I met another guy that is a bigger, well, an older guy. He is Adriano. He is a serial entrepreneur with a long time experience in launching or running, you know, fast-growing tech startups. So I pitched the project to him, and he immediately fell in love. And that was the same for us. So we decided to start the project together. We put some money in, and in less than 3 weeks, literally 3 weeks, we were about to establish our company. And at that time, I realized that I had a team, a full team. And the funny thing, the good thing was that we all share the same project, the same big picture. We wanted the project be global. We wanted to be, you know, something that could change the industry we were looking at, and we wanted to make it grow very fast. So the thing is, we had a vision, and that was great to us. Well, later on, so many things came. We came out with a business model, and we work on that. We came on with a product, with a beta test. We saw some users using it, so we got some metrics, and well, we got some investors. Well, we are in touch with them, and hopefully we will bring some money on board. But you know, the thing was probably that is the thing that is making our startup a little bit different from most of the startups I've seen here in Torino in Italy is. We wanted it to be global since day one. And that's the reason why we decided to create the company in San Francisco. So actually today, we have 2 offices, one in Torino and one in San Francisco. The former is for product development, the other is for the business development. And that kind of setup for our company changed my life a little. Okay, so right now I'm going back and forth between here and San Francisco. That is fun, but you know, you don't sleep that much, and well, you need a lot of passion to do that. And here's the point: working between here and San Francisco, working between Italy and the Silicon Valley, I have the chance to compare the way we do business and the way the Silicon Valley guys do business. And I'm here to share what I think are bad things and good things about that way, that business process. First thing, let's start with the bad things. Well, mom misses you, and I miss mom. Well, I know I shouldn't say that. I know this is really just for the Italian guys, but you know, there's a 9-hour time difference, and you get a hard time in connecting to your parents, your girlfriend, your fiancé, whatever, right? Your friends, and well, that's something you can manage, but it's hard. Then, looking at the serious thing, in Silicon Valley, there's a high competition. There's plenty of technology there. There are so many startups that probably are already working on your same project and probably are doing it much, much better and faster than you. And there are some other big corporations like Google, Facebook, that can replicate your business project in 1 day or even less, okay? So that doesn't mean that you are totally, done since the very beginning. You still have your chance, but just keep in mind that that's the context, okay? Second point, there's something that is sometimes annoying me, is people there has been educated to oversell, okay? So they are very aggressive in every meeting, and they oversell everything about their competencies, attitudes, their services, and then when it comes to put on the paper a contract, an agreement, and say, okay, this is the goal, this is the action plan, so how do you feel with that, and what can you do for me? Well, they stop overselling, and at that moment, you really realize who you are talking to, okay? It doesn't mean all the people there are overselling, but, well, some of them are. Some of them are doing that, and it takes time to understand who you're talking with. Third thing, the border barriers. Those barriers are always much higher than what you can barely expect. And I'm talking about the visa. If you want to go to San Francisco, New York, whatever, in the middle of the United States, let's say Austin, Texas, that's fun, but you need a visa with the employable status, okay? You cannot do it back and forth with the tourist visa. That's the best way to gain the direct access to the blacklist, meaning that you won't take a vacation in the US anymore if you are on the blacklist, okay? So if you want a visa with the employable status, you have either to bring your money, a lot of money, in the United States, or show the government that you have some extraordinary abilities. Or you had to find a third-party company that hires you. It's not impossible. That's something you can deal with, but it takes time, it takes money, and you need to get prepared for that, okay? So don't just fly to San Francisco and start working, and then when you have, when you have a real agreement, a real contract on the table, you had to go back to Italy, and you had to stay there because you are not allowed to move back to San Francisco, okay? Then, there are some good things. There are a lot of good things there. First, that is something I love. In San Francisco, in Silicon Valley, and more in general in the United States, that's the way they do. People listen to you. They are always willing to give their 10 minutes to you, and they also give you their 10 cents, meaning that you always get some feedbacks from them. And that's great. At the end of the day, maybe you had 4 or 5 meetings. You probably get confused, but it doesn't matter. You still have something to work on and to make a comparison with. That's great. Believe me, that's great. Second point, time is money. They are really business focused. So they're willing to give their 10 minutes, but please, don't talk about how good pasta is in Italy or how wonderful women are in Italy. They want to go straight to the point. So you have 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes, but you need to go to your project, and you have to talk about that. And the third thing is, again, something I really loved about that world, is they are dream-centric. As soon as you land in San Francisco, or probably around there, you perceive that that's the place where your dream can really happen. You can make it happen. I don't know what it is, but you land there, you start talking with the people, and they ask you, what you do? They don't just say, hey, how are you doing? They say, hey, who are you? Are you an entrepreneur? Great. So tell me more about your project. And then they create connections, okay? And then they stimulate, they support you. So it seems like once you're there, there's a chance for you to make it happen. Okay, and that's great. So I could, keep talking hours and hours, but I have only 4 minutes left. And what I want now to share with you are 3 lessons that I'm trying to learn that actually are changing the way I do business as well as the way I approach my personal life, my relationship with my fiancé, with my friends, with my family, okay? The first lesson is please, define the word and then change it. And that's great to me. I mean, we are not here just to let the other people do our homework for us, okay? We need to make our world better. So even if you are working in a very small startup, try to change the world your own way, okay? You're there to do that. The second lesson, well, this is really my favorite one. There's no hope, there's just a plan. Okay, has to do with our way, I mean, the Italian way to behave, to approach everything. Okay, I did my best, and then let's see what comes out. I hope that something good will come out. No, this is what I'm learning. There's a plan, meaning that there's a goal, there's an action plan, then head down and go for it. Always, with the business, with your girlfriend, with your family. When you wake up and you want to prepare your breakfast, okay, let's see what's in the fridge, what's in, No, I have a goal, I want to eat something great. If that is not in my fridge, I get out, and I have it, and I get it. Third and last lesson, please. This is from Confucius. If you shoot for the stars and hit the moon, it's okay. But you gotta shoot for something, and most of the people don't even shoot. So let me summarize. To me, these lessons have the same meaning. You gotta be protagonist, you gotta be ambitious, you gotta be active. This is what I'm learning. This is what I'm trying to make in practice. Good, and this is the end.